From love to legal battles, Cassie and P Diddy's relationship unveiled a deep dive into the drama. Cassie, a former R&B singer signed to Diddy's label, filed a federal lawsuit against the music producer and music mogul on Thursday. Cassie accused Diddy of rape and ongoing physical abuse over a 10-year period in the complaint. For decades, Diddy has been one of hip-hop's most famous names. Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura and who had long been Mr. Combs' romantic partner, claims in a lawsuit that shortly after meeting him in 2005, when she was 19, he began a pattern of control and abuse that included drugging her, beating her, and forcing her to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes while he filmed the encounters. The complaint was filed in Manhattan's federal district court. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Combs forcibly entered her home in 2018 and sexually abused her toward the conclusion of their relationship. After years of living in silence and darkness, she said in a statement, "I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." Mr. Combs' attorney, Ben Brafman, responded to the charges by claiming that his client vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. Ms. Ventura has been adamant in her demand that Mr. Combs pay her $30 million, citing her dread of writing a disastrous book about their relationship. Mr. Combs has categorically rejected this demand as being evident blackmail. Mr. Combs had been through a difficult 6-month period. Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit packed with false and ridiculous charges in an attempt to harm Mr. Combs' reputation and seek a monetary settlement. Despite withdrawing her earlier threat, Ms. Ventura has filed this complaint. Ms. Ventura's attorney, Douglas Wigder, indicated that the parties had a chat prior to the formal filing of the lawsuit. Mr. Combs offered Ms. Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this complaint, the judge said. She was uninterested in his help. Ms. Ventura's accusation is the most recent in a series of sexual assault civil claims filed recently against well-known musicians. These noteworthy individuals include Aerosmith's Steven Tyler, executive Leigh Reid, and Neil Portnow, who once led the group in charge of the Grammy Awards. While Mr. Portnow has denied the claim, Mr. Tyler and Mr. Reid have yet to reply. Mr. Combs, now 54, founded Bad Boy Records in 1993 and went on to become one of the most powerful figures in the commercialization of hip-hop. He worked with musicians including Mary J. Blige and Notorious Big. According to Forbes, Mr. Combs earned $90 million last year. They attributed a sizable portion of that sum to his prior involvement with the Diageo and Ciroc Alcohol Company. His net worth is estimated to be $1 billion, while his annual earnings are estimated to be $90 million. Mr. Combs has gone by several identities throughout his career, including Puff Daddy, Diddy, and Love. He is possibly the best-known music executive of his generation. Mr. Combs, on the other hand, is characterized in the lawsuit as a violent guy who, in addition to regularly hitting Ms. Ventura, urged her to carry his handgun in her purse, and is accused of blowing up the car of a competing suitor. Mr. Combs is accused of hanging a friend of Ms. Ventura's from the balcony of a hotel on the 17th floor, according to the lawsuit. Further defendants are listed in the court records, and it is claimed that people who worked with Mr. Combs assisted him in controlling Ms. Ventura by, for example, threatening her with retaliation such as restricting her music if she did not accept his directives, or assisting in concealing his conduct. This is indicated in conjunction with the addition of new defendants. Mr. Combs and other companies associated with him are named as defendants in the case, which seeks unspecified damages. Ms. Ventura alleges she rapidly became used to Mr. Combs' jet-set lifestyle after meeting him and signing with Bad Boy, which was in charge of releasing her debut album in 2006. Despite this, the lawsuit claims that he immediately gained extraordinarily strong control over her life. He had entire authority over her work life, as well as financial support for her car, home, and clothes, and he had access to her confidential medical information. The results of an MRI scan she underwent for memory loss, which she claimed was due to drug use or beating at the hands of Mr. Combs, went directly to Mr. Combs, according to the lawsuit she filed against him. Furthermore, the lawsuit claims that Mr. Combs provided Ms. Ventura with copious amounts of drugs, including ecstasy and ketamine, and urged her to use them. He also allegedly acted violently toward her on a regular basis, assaulting her multiple times each year. According to the lawsuit, Ms. Ventura did not report the event to authorities because she was scared that doing so would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Combs became enraged in 2009 after observing Ms. Ventura conversing with another talent agent in Los Angeles. He then allegedly shoved her into a car and repeatedly kicked her in the face, causing her to bleed. Mr. Combs then had his staff carry her to a hotel room, where she lay for 7 days to heal from her injuries, according to the lawsuit. Mr. Combs, according to the lawsuit, denied her plea to return to her family in the United States. According to the lawsuit, after seeing the violent consequences of rejecting Mr. Combs and the extent to which he would isolate her from her support network, Ms. Ventura felt that saying no to Mr. Combs would cost her something: her family, her friends, her career, or even her life. This is due to the fact that Mr. Combs would isolate her from her support network to such an extent that he would isolate her from her support network. Despite her attempts to leave Mr. Combs, the lawsuit claims that he sent his employees to try to encourage her to return. Mr. Combs, according to Ms. Ventura, became so upset about her dating rapper Kid Cudi in early 2012 that he threatened to blow up the rapper's car. This particular occurrence is mentioned in court documents. The complaint claims that around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Through a publicist, Kid Cudi verified that Ms. Ventura's description of him being in a car accident in which the vehicle exploded is correct. He confirmed that everything he said was correct. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Combs began pressuring Ms. Ventura to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism, in which she was directed to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes, while Mr. Combs watched, masturbated, took pictures and video, and directed her to have intercourse with a succession of male prostitutes. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Combs referred to these encounters as freak-offs and said that they included the donning of costumes such as lingerie and masquerade masks. They lasted several years and were hosted in 5-star hotels across the United States, in addition to Mr. Combs' homes. According to the lawsuit, he told Ms. Ventura to go through the websites of escort services to identify male sex workers. According to Ms. Ventura's lawsuit, she used narcotics at these events because they allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. According to the lawsuit, Ms. Ventura would remove tapes from previous meetings on her phone, but Mr. Combs informed her he still had access to those videos and once compelled her to watch a video she thought she had deleted on a flight. Ms. Ventura became a victim of sex trafficking as a result of repeated sexual encounters in various locations, according to the lawsuit. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Combs is also accused of sexual battery, sexual assault, and breaking New York City's gender-motivated violence legislation. Ms. Ventura's lawsuit detailed numerous failed attempts to escape Mr. Combs' control. According to the claim, Mr. Combs slapped Ms. Ventura in the face following a freak out at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, leaving her with a black eye. According to the court complaint, he slept off and she tried to leave the room, but Mr. Combs awakened and followed her into the hallway where he shattered glass vases at her and smashed glass across the corridor. The event was filmed on the hotel's security cameras, but Mr. Combs paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage, according to the lawsuit. When Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura met for dinner in 2018, he allegedly forced his way into her apartment and raped her, while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. She subsequently left him for good, according to the claim. Next year, Ms. Ventura married fitness trainer Alex Fine and had 2 little children. According to the allegations, her relationship with Bad Boy ended in 2019. Ms. Ventura's case, like other recent sexual assault lawsuits, is being filed under the Adult Survivors Act, a New York law that allows victims of sexual abuse to file civil suits after the statute of limitations has expired. This law's 1-year deadline for filing cases ends next week. Ms. Ventura's complaint highlights this statute, and she acknowledged its relevance in a statement. With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, she went on to explain, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and I will be recovering from for the rest of my life. Thanks for watching. Click the like button and subscribe to our channels for more videos.